Welcome to Chuffin Eck, Episode 3, The Ramblings of a 50-something Couple, from Yorkshire. Glitter released. The news of the day is Gary Glitter has been let out of prison after serving only 8 years of a 16-year sentence. Let me ask you, where's the justice for these girls? Imagine them waking up now to that news.
Horrendous.
I know it's a historical crime. It doesn't matter how old you are, because it was a crime committed in the most heinous way by a man who should know better. In 2015, he was convicted for sexually abusing 3 schoolgirls, one of which the newspapers or the media outlets report he had sex with. Let's be clear on this. He didn't have sex with a child. He raped a child. It's rape. It's not sex.
Because this seems to be the way that the media and others are trying to portray this, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're trying to portray this with others as well, where they're trying to put it down as being there having sex with them,
Yeah.
not raping them, and they're trying to not tarnish them as being paedophiles. What do they call it?
Minor attracted.
Minor attracted.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that another buzzword from the
Lefties.
yeah.
Which it is. That's where it's coming
Yeah.
from. It's coming from the trans supporters,
Yeah.
LGBT plus Q thingy, whatever, more and more supporters.
It's coming from that field, that
Yeah,
type of field that's growing at the moment, and they're trying to get these buzzwords into everybody's psyche, I suppose. So, you're not going to say, oh, he's a pedo. You're going to say, oh, he's minor attracted.
yeah.
Whether he's a minor attracted to a child, it sums up to the same conclusion. There is a paedophile.
Yep.
He's got paedophilia tendencies.
Yep.
And that's the end of that for me, that bit of it.
I know I know what we've tried to do when we said we were going to start doing these. We said we'd try and do it a little bit light-hearted.
You can't
But there
make
are
light
certain ones
heart.
that you just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
And this is why probably it feels a little bit more somber than
Yeah.
the first one that's still up on YouTube and the second one that got taken straight down off YouTube.
Yeah. For a minor infringement.
Yeah, medical misinformation, which is it's on another couple of platforms.
Yeah.
Rumble being the main one, but going back to this one.
Yeah. So back to the news of this. So he's been released today from a low security prison, the Verne, UK sex offender prison. How the fuck can there be a low security prison for child rapists?
Well, there obviously is.
But how?
But there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be,
They should be walking about with a ball and chain on and digging up rocks for me, day in, day out. Low security.
Well, this is a guy that tried to escape, didn't he? He tried to get away from what he'd done.
Yeah.
I think they did catch him, got on his way back to Bangkok from Vietnam.
Come back to that. So his list of his misdemeanors, if you want to call them that, they started way before this, but he was caught in 1997, like most of these dirty perverts who have a problem with a computer, and they take it to someone to repair it. And on this computer, the chap found like thousands of child images in obviously various disgusting ways that any adult could do to a child. They were hardcore images, and in 2 years later, 99, he got prison for this, and his sentence for that was 4 months. 4 months. But guess what? He was lucky because he only served 2 of it, so he must have been good in there. He must have been a good boy, so he served 2 months. So he scuttled off to Cambodia, where the pickings are probably easier for him.
Yeah.
But they found out what he was and who he was there, and in 2002, some children's rights people protested about his presence in the country, so off he had to go from that. country, and off he popped then to Vietnam, which was rich pickings, as it is for any of that type of man there.
Mm.
It's a poor country, and
Yeah, it's that and Thailand tend to be
yeah,
the
yeah,
places where they go, don't
that's right. Yes, off he went there, and his prison sentence didn't affect his wealth, or he didn't get any of his money taken away because he was allowed to buy a seaside villa there.
they? And this is a guy that I grew up listening to. It was the sort of the late 70s. It was glam rock. And well, when I found out about what he'd done in the first place, told him years ago, I was absolutely gobsmacked.
Mm.
You just didn't expect it. It was a bit like the old Jimmy Savile thing where
Yeah.
he was just on television all the time,
The Stuart Hall, all of them, these
tours.
bastards ruined my childhood because
Yeah,
you grew up
yeah.
watching them on telly, idolising what they did. They're just horrible bastards,
Mm.
really. They don't deserve to be breathing oxygen.
So he's been released now then.
It's been released, into his criminal activities went on because after it, he went out in 2002. In 2005, the police had numerous complaints about him,
Mm.
having young girls at his villa, etc. He cottoned on to this and tried to do a runner, and they caught him trying to board a flight to Bangkok. So off he popped to jail again in 2006 for being convicted of molesting two girls aged 10 and 11. Um, so he went to prison for that. But again, yet again, his sentence was reduced for good behaviour. So apparently in Vietnam, they have a annual Lunar New Year prison amnesty, and they let these heinous people out early.
So he was sentenced to what, 16 years?
No,
15 years?
no, this I don't know how long he was
All
sentenced
right.
in Vietnam. Um, he came back here, didn't he? They deported him after he got let out
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Vietnam. He got sent back to Blighty, and this is where then all the other stuff came out about him, these historic crimes.
Mm.
I think it was part of the U Tree, Operation U Tree, where Savile was caught.
Yeah.
For me, he's been let off so many times, short sentences, etc., and been let go to molest other children. So, how will this leniency that he's been given put off any pedo?
Plus, he's been getting royalties from the music. I mean, I was looking through Spotify the other day, and all his music's, all his back catalogue's on there, so they're getting a little kickback from Spotify,
Yeah.
which I know is not as much as what they should get. But people are still playing his music.
Well, it was in a film, weren't it? Weren't it
I
in
can't believe people
the
still
Joker
idolise
film?
these folk.
Well, in Joker film, weren't it? Because I think me and you looked at each other and went,
Yeah, it was.
"No way, no
Yeah,
fucking way."
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it seems to be, they've been to prison. It's okay now. These people don't stop.
No,
They don't stop doing it.
no.
And like I said, how does anybody that's into that kind of thing will look at that and think he keeps getting let out. So and a lot of time you're just getting a few months for it.
Mm. Yeah, it's because the law is an arse, isn't it? It's about all the
Yeah,
laws are based on really old
yeah.
laws, and they can't send them down for long enough terms.
Well, they can,
I don't
you
think they
know.
can. I think the whole law system needs a total rewrite,
It
but they just
does,
seem to be
but
really
he got
slow in
16
doing this.
years in Britain for
Mm.
what he did,
And out in eight.
and out in 8.
So you
Because
may as well just send them just to 8 years then, mightn't it?
exactly,
Because there would have been an uproar if he'd have been sentenced to 8 years.
it's just toe the line, being an obedient sex offender, and you'll be out in a jiffy.
Yeah.